Philadelphia Flyers from Blue Line to Blue Line. Broadcasting live from Chickies and Pete's. Tonight's show is brought to you by Han & Stone Spa, Pat Dion Beverages, The Capitol Grill, Chickies and Pete's, Payroll Service Solutions, and Independence Blue Cross. We now go live to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Now, here are your hosts, former Flyers goaltending great Bernie Parent and Paul Jolovitz.
And welcome everybody and happy holidays. This is On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross, live from Chickies and Pete's on the campus of Rowan University in Glassboro here on WBCB. We're pleased to be here this holiday season. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Hope everybody has a happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year, whatever it is you celebrate. We hope you're having a great season as the Flyers enjoy a 6-day break before going to Edmonton tomorrow night. My co-host tonight for our show, some guy who used to play goal for the Flyers. They tell me he played goal. I don't remember him.
Really?
Apparently he won 2 Stanley Cups and is in the Hall of Fame. Mr. Bernard, Marcel Perron, how are you, Bernie?
Oh, wow, where is he?
I think he's near you, next to you, I believe.
Thank you.
And our guest tonight, we love when we have him here. He's a million stories and a million more, and we're going to talk to him about all kinds of stuff tonight. He had a legendary career as a Flyer broadcaster after playing Flyer broadcaster for over 40 years. You only know him by one name. When you're known by one name, that's you. He's Coatsy. Some people call him Steve Coates, like Uncle Sam. We just call him Coatsy. How are you, buddy?
Charlie, I'm doing great. Great to be here.
That's great, and great to be here with you guys. Coatsy, 6-day break for the Flyers. Obviously, they're playing great. Lost to Nashville on the way in. John Tortorella ripped him, got a 4-check more. But that's what makes Torts. That's why we love him. He's never satisfied. You kind of backed off this year, watching from afar. Are you shocked at what you're seeing? I am.
No, I am not shocked at all, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the Flyers went through a tough time over the last 5 years with the people they had that they brought in to handle the leadership. And I'm not talking about just both hockey and I'm talking about both hockey and business side, where it lost its way, and it lost its way as far as the way the Flyers were built under Mr. Schneider, under the way the Flyers were run under Ed Snyder, and so as a result, that showed on the ice, because the players know better than anybody that they can feel what it's like to be. Are you being treated as a Philadelphia Flyer? Is it being a Philadelphia Flyer special to you? This used to be the number one destination for any free agent in the NHL, and that went away. It became a tough place to be able to bring in free agents. So when you see likes of Jones, Briere come in to run the hockey ops, guy named Dan Hilferty comes in, understands people, understands bringing people together for the common goal.
Dan Hilferty understands business and understands hockey.
That's
right.
right.
I think that is so important.
That's very important. And so that combination has created a culture, started in training camp. And the guys like Lawton and Konechny and Couturier, guys that have been around who have suffered through what was happening here years, it became too easy to lose. Too easy to lose. It wasn't, well, how'd you do? Well, they had all the neat things. Well, we played well enough. We don't understand why we didn't win. That's not how it works. You go out, you play hard, and then you suffer if you lose. And what happened was there was no accountability at any spot of our organization. So now that's changed, and the players understand it. And to give you a perfect example, I was invited to go to the Father's getaway.
Yeah.
In Nashville for the last couple of days. Well, last 2 weeks ago. And I was with the fathers and I was with the team every night. And I'm telling you right now, this hockey club is very, very much together. This group of guys, the 23 on the roster, are very much included in being successful.
But I got something honestly to ask you. Obviously, we'll put Bernie in along the way as well. You can be together, Coach. I've been covering every sport for a long time. I've covered teams that were very together, and excuse my French, sucked. This team is together and playing.
It's not French.
It's not?
No.
Well,
Okay,
I'll get the Quebecois part of it. But seriously, Coach, why are they playing above what seemingly is their talent level with more kids on the way, kids in the World Juniors, Konechny, Sanheim? Go ahead.
It's very simple. When you get guys like Konechny came in, he's got off to a really good start, then all of a sudden he went south because he went south with the culture that was developed over the 4 years after he started here. being together, I understand. Sure, you could have a lot of guys that'll party and have a great time. but all of a sudden they don't have the skill. This team, why is it all of a sudden that guys like Couturier and Atkinson, Konechny, Farabee, all these people that are talented players all of a sudden went south because of the culture? Now you bring in a culture of, guys, we're going to make you feel good. This is what's going to happen. And little things that Jonesy, I know, have done to be able to make everybody feel better in that locker room. But you got guys like Tippett. You know what? We had 9 number 1 draft picks on this team. And they're just not all of a sudden not going to be any good.
And more coming.
Yeah, but you got Forrester, Tippett. Tippett's going to be a superstar in this league. Farabee was hurt last year. Atkinson was hurt. Couturier was hurt. Frost is playing better. Everybody's upgraded their game because they feel better about themselves, if that answers your question.
Bernie, when you were starting out, obviously you started with an expansion team, moved a couple places along the way. You won the Stanley Cup in your 7th year and had the 50th anniversary celebration, alumni game next month. What was the culture like, and how important was culture? Did anybody talk about that back then? It was obviously important, but was it a bullseye for a hockey team?
Well, like Steve said properly, we were a family, and when you're a family, you take care of your of the other players. Something, what? We were a team that got on the ice, not a bunch of individuals, but a team, and if you're struggling a little bit, guys would come around and help you, stuff like this. And I you know what? When Steve was so right too. When I look back, the way we played, and now it's starting to happen too with the team that they're playing as a team.
Yeah.
But it makes a big difference.
I got to say something
Sure.
about what that team was about, the Flyers, and this team is starting to become like that.
Well, you were teammates back in the day for a little while, weren't you?
Who?
You and Bernie.
No, I played I played 5 preseason games.
Never played a regular season? Okay.
No, never played. I got traded to Detroit, and then he had to bust my chops about the breakaway I had. But that's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we don't want to talk about that anymore. But if you ask anybody back in the National Hockey League, 73, 74, 74, 75, 76, 77, right up thing through 79, 80, that the Flyers were the hardest team to play against. Because those guys as a group, I'll tell you what, they're defying you to beat them. Because as a group, they might not have, like a lot of people will tell you that Boston was a more skilled team than the Flyers when they won the Stanley Cup, but who won? The team that prevailed was the team that believed in themselves.
Flyers had a good goalie.
Well, I was going to say that. Started in net. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say.
Wait a minute,
I was going to say, it has to start in net.
Hold on,
Yeah.
they had Clarkey, they had McLeish. I don't
Hold
know.
on, no.
Who they
the
have
goalie.
then?
The goalie. They had other guys.
sure.
Who was the goalie? I don't remember.
Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor. Taylor and Stevenson were pretty formidable duo.
Bobby Taylor.
Oh, God.
Coach, a lot of people wonder, I got asked today a couple times about your playing career. I said, you have done an unbelievable job of making a legendary broadcasting career. You obviously had the personality, the knowledge, that all is a given. But tell everybody about the road you traveled that not took you to where you are today, but took you to where you were when you started your broadcasting career and how you got in the door the first time.
I'll give you the Reader's Digest version
All right.
because this is only an hour show. I came to training camp in 1973. I played at Michigan Tech University, and I was a bad college player. And I just wanted to see if I could cook on with a team in the AHL, the IHL. Came to training camp. These guys, just coming off that big series, playoff series, they were feeling good about themselves. And nobody got to practice with them. The odd time there was a scrimmage at the old class of 23. The crowd was absolutely amazing to me.
At Penn, by the way.
If you came to a practice class of 23, the building was full.
Yep.
If he made a save during practice, the crowd would go wild.
What do you mean if?
Huh?
If? What do you mean if he made a save? When he made the save.
When he made the save, of course. Nothing got by him.
Let me tell you, nothing does still not get by
there
him.
we are.
Not a damn thing. So I got sent to Des Moines, Iowa, and I played there my first year as an all-star. Had a great year. Then I got sent to Richmond with the Flyers farm team there for a couple of years. Then I went to Springfield, which was another. We went from Richmond to Springfield with the farm team. Then I got traded to Detroit. Detroit, I was sent to Kansas City. Kansas City, I came back to the Philadelphia Firebirds, and then I ended up with the Syracuse Firebirds. So I was basically a minor leaguer the whole time, except for my 5-game cup of coffee with the Detroit Red Wings. I played, 400 games in the American Hockey League. And then
But moved back to Philadelphia, which was not your hometown, and created a life for yourself. How did that happen?
I used to hang out with these guys in the summers and became friendly with some people that I had met through Clarkie and McElhargy. And I just came back during the summers. And then Pete Silverman was a radio television producer for the Flyers. And and I used to imitate broadcasters back in the day. So when cable television came, when Prism became Prism, where they had to do those games, Eddie Van Imp, Bobby Taylor, Mike Emmerich did the play-by-play color, and they had to get a color analyst for Gene Hart for 30 games.
Yep.
That's how I started.
I worked for Prism. I mean, those were the days. It was tremendous. And 40 years later, here you are. Bernie's
actually it's 50. 50. Well, 40 years later, but
Bernie, I got to be honest with you. I'm not with the FBI, not with the CIA, but Coachy is somewhat reluctant to talk about some breakaway story. Would you have any enlightenment on these proceedings?
Yep. I remember the one game in Detroit, and Steve was, God forbid, ended up on the breakaway, and he tripped over the blue line.
See, he tells the story that I tripped over the blue line.
Slippery.
So now I've got to defend myself.
Yeah, sure.
I'm very good at that, though.
I had a bad groin going into the game. Got through the first period, I was fine. Now this was an accident. I blocked a shot. Bert Marshall took the shot, hit me in the wrist, went firing out into the center ice zone. I got from blue line to red line, the groin popped. Poof.
Oh.
So now I got to get to the far blue line. I can't even skate. I fire in the corner, the puck. Chico rushes in net. He's looking at me like what are you doing? And the crowd goes from a yay to a boo in the same breath. And to this day, all the things I've done in my life, everybody says, well, and I even said to Tortorella. Tortorella heard the story, and he goes, you couldn't even get a shot on net? Come on.
Coach, you were always so good at describing people and talking about people. John Tortorella is a very complex guy for both you guys. People say, well, he gets on players, he doesn't talk too much, he rips players, blah, blah, blah. There's obviously a method to his madness. This isn't his first rodeo, if you know what I mean. What makes John Tortorella a guy that people, A, listen to, B, he can rip you, and you can come back like Morgan Frost and become a better player? What is the magic of John Tortorella that he can have the tentacles that he does, but come out on the bright side of everything?
He makes everybody accountable. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're Couturier or you're anybody, one of the superstars, Konechny. If you're not playing, you're not going to play. I mean, he sat out Konechny last year. The only way to get to a player now is to put him on the bench.
Yep.
You got to go after their egos. You have to go over their personal thought processes, and that's the only way you can do it. And
Bernie, was Freddie ever like that?
Freddie?
Yep.
Not really. You know why? Because
you couldn't bench Bernie Perron for Wayne Stevenson.
Well, we had the great leader in Clarkie, and Clarkie, as a team, we took care of this more than the coach at the time.
Yeah,
and so it was very important.
It's an interesting question you ask about Freddie. Freddie wouldn't talk.
Mm-hmm. Freddie the Fog.
Yeah, Freddie wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Torch doesn't talk. Torch can talk when it's time to talk, but he doesn't talk on a like if you get in an elevator in the morning with him, we lost. He's not saying a damn thing to you.
Hmm.
In fact, you're unlucky that day where you're getting on the elevator after a loss.
You should hate losing, right?
No, he hates it.
Yeah,
and he's not a guy that he's not a guy that's around a lot. He just understands his position, and his job is to win hockey games.
But I also saw with John Tortorella, Bernie, I don't know if you were there that night, when Owen Machichi, 9-year-old kid on Hockey Fights Cancer Night, John Tortorella was almost in tears on the bench in the first period with his arm around the kid, showing all the heart and all the internal everything that people said he didn't have. It's clearly there. He understands humanity. He understands life. That was an unbelievable moment for me. Was it for you, Coach?
Absolutely it was. And they had told me that it was going to happen before the game. And see the kid on the bench, it was fabulous. And then for him to allow that to happen, because he's very, very by the book. But understand his compassion. His compassion, his number one thing in life is animals. Horses and dogs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's lucky to be alive. He got drilled this past September. Was it this September? Yeah. He got hit by one of the hooves.
Wow. All right. Well, a lot of stuff with coaching, a lot of stuff with John Tortorella. We're going to ask Mr. Perrant when we come back about the Michigan play. What, Jolly, are you talking about? We'll let you know when we come back. Coachy and Bernie are going to get into whether something should be legal or not. We're here at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro. A lot of hockey players are here from a tournament at Hollydale. Great atmosphere, TVs on, games on. It's the holiday season, holiday week. Happy New Year, everybody. Back to Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro with On the Ice right after this. Stay with us.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's, and we are prouder than ever to partner with the Philadelphia Eagles. Chickie and Pete's has been named the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, and we continue to serve as the official caterer of both Eagles training camp and the official caterer of the First Trust Bank Club at Lincoln Financial Field. Go where the players go. The official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
Is your home sad, lonely, and depressed? Feeling like the last house on a dead-end road? Your home may be suffering from muddy gutter syndrome. A simple call to the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys is the first step in the solution to muddy gutter syndrome, a medically recognized condition. Millions of homes suffer in silence from this disease, but now there's help. Break this silence and call the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys at 215-942-9200.
Give us a call and we'll professionally clean and repair your gutters. We'll make sure your whole roof drainage system is functioning properly and give your home our 10-point topside inspection. Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com or call 215-942-9200 and we'll return your call the very same day.
Gutter cleaning by the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys may result in bright smiles, excessive happiness, joyous lawn dancing, and overzealous celebration. On rare occasions, cartwheels and backflips have occurred. A Delaware Valley Gutter Monkey treatment is safe for women who are pregnant or trying to become pregnant. Gutter cleaning may not be right for everyone, only people whose homes who actually have gutters.
Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com.
Millions of Americans are losing their medical assistance or Medicaid coverage. If this affects you, Independence Blue Cross can help. You may be eligible to enroll in a health plan for as little as $0 a month. With Independence Blue Cross, you get the largest provider network in the area, including most Keystone First doctors and hospitals. We also offer free 24/7 telemedicine, coverage for hospital stays and prescriptions. See if you qualify for $0 health insurance and enroll today. Call Independence Blue Cross at 1-844-464-2583 or visit ibx.com/staycovered.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
A truly unique dining experience awaits you at Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão awes patrons with their history and tradition of authentic Brazilian steakhouse, offering many cuts of decadent fire-roasted meats prepared over an open fire and served tableside by trained gaucho chefs. Fogo de Chão, 1337 Chestnut Street in Center City, Philadelphia. For reservations, go to www.fogo.com or call 215-636-9700. Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon is the true retreat from the everyday, with locations in Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City. City. Joseph Anthony is a premier salon and spa destination that offers unique and luxurious services such as the soft pack float and hydrofacial. The Center City location, located on the 5th floor of the beautiful Lowe's Hotel, is now open and features an exclusive summer menu where you can indulge in the Joseph Anthony experience in the exquisite Turkish bath. Joseph Anthony's little black card is the perfect gift for all your loved ones' relaxation needs. Call or go online to josephanthony.com. That's josephanthony.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one-stop shop for all your shopping needs at Fairless Hills.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Perrant.
We got people wearing Flyer gear all over the place here. Family atmosphere, Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro. The holiday season, lots of people come on over to say hi. It is now time for the Independence Blue Cross Live Fearless Player of the Week. This week, folks, no players, no games. So we're going to take this opportunity as the Flyers fans. In the holiday week, we salute the greatest fans in the NHL. Remember to choose Independence Blue Cross and begin to live fearless. I'm here with the ultimate Flyer, Bernie Perrant, the ultimate man in talking about the Flyers, Steve Coates. And Coates, I'm going to ask you, you said at the beginning of the show, talked about the Flyer culture, the Flyer way. Bernie was obviously a part of it, and Monsieur Perrant, you can chime in on this as well. Coach, somebody says a Flyer. What is a Flyer? Culture-wise, family-wise, you've been a Flyer for 40-some years. Who are you, and what is a Flyer?
A Flyer is a guy that understands the logo, what the logo means. A Flyer understands what it means to be a Philadelphia Flyer and represent the city of Philadelphia. And also understand the way you handle yourself on the ice as well as how you handle yourself off the ice. To this day, the Flyers alumni are more popular than any player alumni in the city of Philadelphia because of the personalities. Then when you talk about the style of play, which we got away from, it was a team that was hard to play against. It represented the city. Black and blue hockey. Work hard. Don't quit. This team right now, they don't quit. They get down, they come firing back. That's what a Flyer is. And you have to understand that when you go out there, the number one thing is the logo. Second is the team. Third is yourself.
There's a famous saying in the locker room, you play for the logo on the front of your uniform,
that's right,
not the name on the back.
That's exactly correct. And that basically tells it all. I mean, once you understand, they set the tone. What happened in 73, 74, 74, 75 set the tone. And it's interesting. Everybody says, well, they haven't won a Stanley Cup since 75. Tell you about success. Sure, it's hard, but it's also hard to win the Stanley Cup. It's hard to miss, but it's hard. I mean, it's tough to miss, but it's hard not to win. And when you look at the Philadelphia Flyers history, there isn't one, well, there's one team that's had a better winning record since 1967 in the National Hockey League. That's the Montreal Canadiens. Number 2 is the Philadelphia Flyers. There's only one team that's been to more Stanley Cup finals since 1967 than the Philadelphia Flyers. That's the Montreal Canadiens. So that tells you that we were there, we were winning, but we didn't win the big one.
And Bernie, the 50th anniversary of the alumni weekend later in January 25th, 26th, you guys are both going to be a part of it. Coach, you'll be on the bench. I want to talk to him about that. You'll obviously, hopefully you'll don the gear, because when you got into the pads and that Ron Duguay shot with the Winter Classic 10 years ago, it stole the show.
Well, let me take you back a little bit. Let
me ask you this question, then make your answer part of that, all right? Because there's one common denominator that Coachy mentioned, that with being a Flyer, and that's Ed Snyder. Obviously, I don't have to explain who Mr. Snyder was. How much did Mr. Snyder make the Flyer way, And how are you and Coachy and every other Flyer intertwined forever because of it?
Well, Ed Snyder started in 1967, and as a matter of fact, think about this: Ed Snyder had to bring 4 partners for to get the ball rolling.
Yep.
Right. And he was but every time you talk to him, he had the passion. They had the passion to win. He had the, it was what a great individual. I went on a fishing trip with him quite a few times, and it was just a beautiful human being.
Could he fish?
Pardon me?
Could he fish?
The question should be, how many did he catch? Yeah. But they
see that's that's the difference between half empty, half full.
There
right there.
Yeah,
sure.
Right there.
Yep.
There you go. But anyway, that game, we played outdoor, and I look at the clock. Right, I figure I'll play 5 minutes. I look at the clock, and I had 10 seconds to go. Then I came down on the ice again. Then I'm looking. I said, "Are you kidding me? Jiggy's coming down on the breakaway." I said, "Lord, what are you doing to me?" So I got in position, right, and he shot on my chest, and I was able to hold it, to save it.
Yep.
And
Place went crazy.
After they blew the whistle, he was right there, so I hugged him and I said, "Why would you do this?" Because I knew he didn't want to score. He said they would have killed me if I would have shot.
All right. So with that said, Bernie,
Yeah.
when we lace them up back again Friday night, January 25th, 26th, whatever it is, and I apologize for not being sure now. You're going to put the pads on? You're going to be in the net?
Well, it's a decision we have to make.
You've made it already. I know that.
Yeah.
You know what happens? This is what happens with old goaltenders, okay? When they're at this point in their lives, when they go down, they don't get up.
Yeah, no butterfly, huh?
No. Don't even worry about a butterfly.
Yeah.
Get up. Got to have a little rope behind you, and they pull on you in the back of the net.
Maybe we'll get Paul behind you. Yeah.
All right, Coach,
He wears a harness.
You never play with the Flyers, but you are a Flyer in every other way, shape, and form, both on the ice and off the ice. What will your role be in this wonderful weekend that Brad Marsh is putting together?
Outside of drinking beer and being social, I'm going to be on the bench for sure, doing interviews like I did for the last Old Timers game. And they talked to me about something else yet, but there's still a lot of moving parts right now. But I know there's a lot of guys coming back.
Some surprises to come. I heard every living member of the Broad Street Bullies is going to be back. Obviously, a couple like Rick McLeish, you obviously can't control that. And Eric Lindros and Mike Richards and Jeff Carter and Johnny LeClaire and people from every Flyer era, correct?
Yeah.
It's going to be great for fans.
I think that's one thing that's kind of interesting when Bernie, Dougie Faville gave me hell for this a couple of years when I announced it incorrectly, but Bernie and Dougie were the first goalies back in 1967.
Yep.
And Fabi goes up to Mr. Snyder and says, "Mr. Snyder, how did your broadcaster not know that?" Just to bust my chops, because I played with Fufu in Philadelphia in 78. I said, what do you have to tell him that for? But the purpose of my comment is that every golf tournament, we always brag that we have players from every decade there at the event.
Golf course, yeah.
And that's what it's about. I mean, every decade. Think about that. 50 years in the National Hockey League.
Joe Watson's going to play in his 7th decade as a Flyer when he suits up at age 80 for the alumni game.
He'll definitely be a stay-at-home defenseman that night.
All right, Coach, what did you like better? Your long career, you did radio, you did TV, you were on the ice between the glass, you did a million other things that aren't part of this question. What do you like better, radio or TV? What was your favorite thing to do during the game?
Radio's a lot more fun because you could be a little bit more creative, where the game dictates what comes up on the screen, dictates what you have to say. You can have a lot more fun on radio, but I had fun everywhere I went. I mean, I had a ball between the benches. That was really a lot of fun.
And it was apparent. You transmitted that to the public, which is why you lasted so long.
You know, to get an answer like this
about
everything he's done in his life is you could tell if you really pay attention what he's talking about. Everywhere he went, he became a team player. And that was very important.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very important. Yeah.
All right, Monsieur Perron, what was better? I'll ask both of you guys this question, you first. If you could make the rules of hockey, if you were Gary Bettman and you had uniform power to just say, these are the rules, no voting, that's it. What was better, the game in 1975, kind of the middle of your run, or 2024? Let's jump ahead to next year already.
Well, two ways you could look at it. In the old days, we played. I believe we played more as a team. Okay.
Wait, can we wait on this till after the break?
Oh yeah, of course.
I was delinquent and was about to skip a break. We want to give you a chance to mention everything about that. We're going to take another quick break. Come back, Bernie and Coach are going to tell us about old-time hockey. They're going to tell us about the Michigan rule and what that is, and many, many, many more things. Talking about that alumni weekend and the like. We're here at Chickies and Pete's. We've got another crew of hockey players ready to come on in that are not in the Hall of Fame yet. Mr. Perron is. Mr. Coates will be in any Hall of Fame in which Philadelphia had a ring of honor around their arena. I'm Paul Jolovitz. We're back right after this. Stay with us, folks.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. The holidays are here. Don't wait. Plan your holiday parties right now at Chickies and Pete's. And also, get some shopping done early with the gift that always fits and always gets returned, Chickie and Pete's gift cards. We offer a wide variety of holiday party options and an extensive catering to-go menu for the holidays. Plus, get a $10 bonus card with every $50 gift card you purchase, in-store or online at chickieandpete's.com. Happy holidays from Chickies and Pete's.
Is your home sad, lonely, and depressed? Feeling like the last house on a dead-end road? Your home may be suffering from muddy gutter syndrome. A simple call to the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys is the first step in the solution to muddy gutter syndrome, a medically recognized condition. Millions of homes suffer in silence from this disease, but now there's help. Break the silence and call the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys at 215-942-9200.
Give us a call and we'll professionally clean and repair your gutters. We'll make sure your whole roof drainage system is functioning properly and give your home our 10-point topside inspection. Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com or call 215-942-9200 and we'll return your call the very same day.
Gutter cleaning by the Delaware Valley Gutter Monkeys may result in bright smiles, excessive happiness, joyous lawn dancing, and overzealous celebration. On rare occasions, cartwheels and backflips have occurred. A Delaware Valley Gutter Monkey treatment is safe for women who are pregnant or trying to become pregnant. Gutter cleaning may not be right for everyone, only people whose homes who actually have gutters.
Visit us at DelawareValleyGutterMonkeys.com.
I'm always striving to live my healthiest life, so I need a health plan that has my back. With Independence Blue Cross, I get access to the largest network of doctors and hospitals in the region and free virtual doctor visits 24/7. Plus, with premiums as low as $0 per month, I can stay on top of my health and keep my budget in check. Independence has given me coverage I can count on, and they'll do the same for you. Explore your coverage options and enroll today at IBX.com.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 1-866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
A truly unique dining experience awaits you at Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão awes patrons with their history and tradition of authentic Brazilian steakhouse, offering many cuts of decadent fire-roasted meats prepared over an open fire and served tableside by trained gaucho chefs. Fogo de Chão, 1337 Chestnut Street in Center City, Philadelphia. For reservations, go to www.fogo.com or call 215-636-9700. Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon is the true retreat from the everyday, with locations in Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City. Anthony. Joseph Anthony is a premier salon and spa destination that offers unique and luxurious services such as the soft pack float and hydrofacial. The Center City location, located on the 5th floor of the beautiful Lowe's Hotel, is now open and features an exclusive summer menu where you can indulge in the Joseph Anthony experience in the exquisite Turkish bath. Joseph Anthony's little black card is the perfect gift for all your loved ones' relaxation needs. Call or go online to josephanthony.com. That's josephanthony.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one-stop shop for all your shopping needs at Fairless Hills.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Perrant.
And we'll all vouch that Eddie V's is a tremendous restaurant also. Get yourself over there. Great steaks, great seafood, great stuff. They're all over the place now, so get yourself over to Eddie V's. It's time now for the Smart Stat of the Week, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY. That's my buddy Danny at 1-866-PAY-EASY. This evening's stat is simple. Our Flyers have the best fan base in the NHL. A lot of teams say it, but we have it. Go Flyers. That was your Flyers Smart Stat of the Week. Once again, brought to you by Payroll Service Solutions. Call them today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for the smart choice in payroll services. Payroll Service Solutions, catering to the small and medium-sized business to handle all of your payroll needs. Call them once again at 1-866-PAY-EASY. I wish we had 18 hours for this show, but we only got one. We got a half hour left to cram into with Coachy and Bernie. Bernie, we're talking about old-time hockey. Time's yours.
Well, you know what? The old time. I think when you see the way the game is played today, okay, and it's played as a team to a certain point, but you see guys get across the red line, they shoot it in, go chase it, you know, and all that stuff in front of the net. Defensemen can't check the players anymore.
Can't touch anybody.
You know what? And then to me, I'm from the old days, right? To me was before you go across the blue line, you made some plays, make things happen. And in front of the net, I love it when my players, you know, they just bang, man, and move the players around. Because right now, if you don't do anything, the guy shoots from the blue line. There's goalies are screened. You know, you have four guys in front of you, two of their guys and your two defensemen. It's very, very difficult to play a goal. And you know what? And then the one thing I want to share too, I think I shared that before quickly, is the goaltending. Okay, the goalies are very, 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 very
French.
No, they're great goalies. Okay, yeah. They're great goalies, but the problem is the equipment restrict them to do certain moves. You know, the pads are so big and so stiff that they can't move their feet, so they got to drop to their knees all the time. So instead of challenging the shooter, they drop to their knees, you know, and stuff like that. So when I look at the way they're playing now, which is, you know what, and the way we played in our days, I wouldn't trade the game, that's for sure.
Coach, one of my all-time favorite shows, one of many people's all-time favorite shows, All in the Family. The theme song for All in the Family was Those Were the Days, and your face looks like you're thinking about that right now.
That's a nice segue there. I think that we're all dinosaurs. I don't think there's a sport that really hasn't changed. I would think that baseball is as good as anybody of keeping the bat the same and the ball the same. And they changed a little bit with the bases, but when you take a look at the pads are a perfect example, and I talked to Bernie about it prior to going on the air. We're back in the early 90s. Bernie's pads, when he played, were full of deer hair, and they would get wet. And the longer the game went on, they got wetter and they got heavier. So what happened was that in the 80s, late 80s, the early 90s, technology started to take over, and they started to make pads that were lighter, water resistant. And then nobody was watching the store and saying, hold on for a second. You can't have pads coming up a foot above the top of your pan. You can't have pads that are wider than what is happening. If you look at the pads back in the 70s and the early 80s, that's when it was tough to be a goalie. Now, you got the combination of bigger equipment, shoulder pads, huge shoulder pads, down around the shoulders.
Gar Snow.
Yeah, well, Gar Snow started what we called what did we call those? There was an expression.
Sumo pads?
I don't know what it was, but he created a stir with that. That was in the 98 Stanley Cup.
Yep.
But little things like that. Now all of a sudden you got guys not 5'10", 5'11". How tall are you, Bernie?
5'2".
5'2".
5'2",
Yeah.
wow.
God,
Yeah.
what were you, an elevator accident?
About 5'8", 5'9".
5'9". So
Yeah.
now you got guys who are 6'5", 6'6",
Yeah.
wearing equipment not conducive to rules that are standard, conducive to how big they are.
Like Chara's stick.
Yeah, same thing. So in other words, you'd say, okay, you can't wear big pads because you're a big guy. No, you can wear big pads because you're a big guy, and it's all according to where your knee is, all the different things according to your size. So sooner or later, somebody's going to say, well, we can't keep going like this. We got to make the nets bigger, which will be, for me, that'll be it. You can't make the nets bigger. The game is the way the game has to be.
Well, the game of go ahead.
Now, I'm going to continue to answer your question.
Yep.
And this is a slippery slope because Bernie and I have the same thing in common where we care about the game, we love the Philadelphia Flyers, and we don't say anything bad about the game. Am I disappointed in the way the game's played? Yes, but I'm saying that it's two different beings. The regular season's one being, and the playoffs are a completely different being. The best way to describe it, 3 things make people stand up and cheer during a hockey game: hitting, fighting, and scoring. They took 2 out. Mm-hmm. And that's not the player's fault. Not the player's fault. It's the people that police the game. A player today doesn't know what a hit is, and I'm saying things that I said on the air last year when I was still
Isn't this
working.
all voted for, though, Coachy? By players, by GMs, by coaches?
No.
Not like me and Pete vote for it.
No. And in their defense, obviously I said we're dinosaurs. So the millennials, the Gen Zs, I don't know what their thought process is because they never saw what we're talking about. So it's an argument that is probably moot because we're not paying the bills. They're paying the bills. It's still a good game to watch. It's not what we like to watch, but it's still a game that is very exciting and fun to watch. But the game itself, go look at a penalty, go look at a box score from 25 years ago. Hitting, slashing, roughing. I think now it's slashing, holding. They love the boarding thing. Boarding is, do you know why we have boarding penalties? Because they don't know how to hit and they don't know how to take a hit. Mm-hmm. That's the other problem because they're not being taught when they were younger. When Bertie played Junior A in Niagara Falls, they were taught how to take a hit, how to give a hit. Now, if you get hit, well, hold on, I didn't line myself up. You have to protect yourself up against the wall.
All right, that's hockey as it's known, and you guys have opinions on that. But what really makes you, Coachy, and what really makes Bernie are stories. Stories about anything and anywhere, in hockey, out of hockey. You can make a story about this water I have in front of me, be something the fans would enjoy. One of Santa's little elves came up to me during the break and said, ask Monsieur Perrant about the Marlin fishing tournament and shut up. So I will.
The Marlin fishing tournament.
Yep.
Well, you know what? We first of all was Steve was on the boat. Okay.
Myself, Bob Daly, Paul Holmgren, and Clarkey.
And then they got a little bit choppy, right? And the boys got sick a little bit.
All of them?
Most of them, yeah.
Well, can I be very honest with you?
Yeah.
That's 45 years ago, so I can tell the truth now. Mm-hmm.
statute of limitations.
We
is
were
up?
a little late. We were a little late in Wildwood the night before, and Bernie said, 2-day event. We're going to go 2 days, and we got in a little late, and woke up, and Bernie's at the top of the boat. Now the first day was canceled because of bad weather. Now we come out and it's rocking and rocking. I said, Bernie, you said this was going to be like glass. Coach, don't worry, like glass. No, not like glass. And the first thing we're all hung over. The first thing I see is Bob Daly standing with a ham sandwich and a beer. How do you think I felt? But go ahead.
Yeah, well, he's the only one who ate that day. Yeah, but you know what? Here we go again. And I stress this a lot, team effort. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you're part of a good team, things will work out,
We had a ball.
Yeah.
Well, you got it. What you're looking for is the crew de crawl was at the end of the trip. He had a real nice lounge area. He's a big boat, 52-footer, right?
Yeah.
17-foot beam.
17.
17-foot beam.
Am I correct to assume that in this and any other story you might tell, that to just generalize, and you can continue with the story in a second, that the least important thing about this story is the Marlins, and the most important thing about any story is the people, right?
The people.
Yeah.
And you know what? Remember you asked me about the question about what it means to be a Philadelphia Flyer?
Yep.
The one thing I didn't say, which is very important, is work hard, play hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very important. And that started at the top. And I'll tell you a story about work hard, play hard. But the key to the whole trip, which was the coup de grace, like I said, at the end, we're coming in, and Clarkie's passed out on the couch, and he had fallen asleep, and his teeth had fallen on the ground. Now, that's a successful trip.
Yes.
What do you think?
Knocked his teeth out.
Of course. As a matter of fact, at the end of the day, we didn't catch a marlin, but we caught a mermaid.
You caught a mermaid.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, your mermaid genie is away for the moment.
Yeah.
Coach has got a mermaid. We all got mermaids in life, folks.
Hold on.
Whoa.
I don't have a mermaid. Where do you get mermaid?
I assume somewhere
I
on this
must have
Marlins
missed the
trip.
boat. I'm 73 years old. I missed a mermaid. And I bet you your mermaid's pretty nice looking.
I certainly hope you're
Is she
enjoying
French?
the show, folks.
Yeah.
I'm having an absolutely great time. Going to take a final break, come back with these two guys, and find out about Michigan. We promote it. We're now going to find out about what it is. Flyers get back to their season Western trip tomorrow in Edmonton, 4 games and 6 nights. Then they're back. The Flyers are rolling, hopefully headed toward the playoffs. We're headed toward our final break. We'll be back with Bernie and Coachy right after this. Stay with us.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, and we are prouder than ever to partner with the Philadelphia Eagles. Chicky and Pete's has been named the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, and we continue to serve as the official caterer of both Eagles training camp and the official caterer of the First Trust Bank Club at Lincoln Financial Field. Go where the players go. The official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chickies and Pete's.
Millions of Americans are losing their medical assistance or Medicaid coverage. If this affects you, Independence Blue Cross can help. You may be eligible to enroll in a health plan for as little as $0 a month. With Independence Blue Cross, you get the largest provider network in the area, including most Keystone First doctors and hospitals. We also offer free 24/7 telemedicine, coverage for hospital stays and prescriptions. See if you qualify for $0 health insurance and enroll today. Call Independence Blue Cross at 1-844-464-2583 or visit ibx.com/staycovered.
Payroll Service Solutions was established in 2001 to cater to the payroll needs of small to medium-sized businesses. Payroll Service Solutions offers unparalleled customer service while they deliver a complete and accurate payroll. When calling Payroll Service Solutions, you will never be put into a voicemail or go through a series of prompts to get to a person. All customer service representatives are extensively trained to handle all of your payroll needs, therefore saving you time. They value each and every one of their clients. No account is too small. Call Payroll Service Solutions today at 1-866-PAY-EASY for a no-obligation review of your payroll needs. That number again is 866-PAYEASY. Payroll Service Solutions.
A truly unique dining experience awaits you at Fogo de Chão. Fogo de Chão awes patrons with their history and tradition of authentic Brazilian steakhouse, offering many cuts of decadent fire-roasted meats prepared over an open fire and served tableside by trained gaucho chefs. Fogo de Chão, 1337 Chestnut Street in Center City, Philadelphia. For reservations, go to www.fogo.com or call 215-636-9700. Joseph Anthony Retreat Spa and Salon is the true retreat from the everyday, with locations in Glen Mills, Springfield, and Center City. Joseph Anthony is a premier salon and spa destination that offers unique and luxurious services such as the soft pack float and hydrofacial. The Center City location, located on the 5th floor of the beautiful Lowe's Hotel, is now open and features an exclusive summer menu where you can indulge in the Joseph Anthony experience in the exquisite Turkish bath. Joseph Anthony's little black card is the perfect gift for all your loved ones' relaxation needs. Call or go online to josephanthony.com. That's josephanthony.com.
Head out to Dion Square, located at South Oxford Valley and South Olds Boulevard, with the following businesses ready to serve you: Pat Dion Beverages, CVS Pharmacy, Smile Culture Dental, Biomat, Liberty Auto Tags, Pennsylvania Fine Wine and Spirits, Lee's Hoagie House, AutoZone, and First National Bank and Trust of Newtown. Make Dion Square your one-stop shop for all your shopping needs at Fairless Hills.
If you're looking for a stylish and sophisticated fine dining experience, visit your Eddie V's Prime Seafood restaurant near King of Prussia. Eddie V's Seafood features an abundant selection of fine wines and curated cocktails to complement exquisite steaks and seafood made from the highest quality ingredients. In the V Lounge, sip on imaginative handcrafted cocktails with attitude while enjoying signature appetizers. Conveniently located between I-276 and I-76 near the King of Prussia Mall. Call them today, 610-337-7823 to schedule your night out for Eddie V's Prime Seafood.
We now return to Chickies and Pete's for On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Once again, here are your hosts, Paul Jolovitz and former Flyer goaltending great Bernie Perrant.
And they pay me to do this. One of the great things of my personal life this holiday season at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro with a great crew, great guests. The World Juniors have started. We're here with the World Seniors tonight, Bernie Perrant and Steve Coates. Next week we'll be in Bordentown. Our guest will be Al Morgani. Brad Marsh will be our co-host. Guys, you asked me at the beginning of the show, Connor Bedard scored a goal for the Blackhawks the other night against St. Louis, where he made a lacrosse play, kind of picked up the puck on his stick, flung it into the net over the goalie Binnington's shoulder. It's called the Michigan play because a kid from Michigan did it for the first time many years ago. Coaches, should this be allowed in the NHL?
No.
Because?
Because why? I mean, what's the purpose of being able to pick the puck up and then beat the goalie? The goalie's hard enough. It's a hard enough game to play. Now, I tell you what, if I was a coach and a guy like Bedard went behind the net, if you made a hot dog play like that 20 years ago, somebody take your head off.
But he scored. It's not a hot dog play,
but you know what? It's a hot dog play. And that's what's wrong with guys putting their puck between their legs, and everybody goes, oh, it's such a pretty play. You wouldn't do that 20 years ago. You wouldn't do it 30 years ago. Somebody would take your head off. That's the way it was. And I'm not lying, Bernie will tell you. You want to be a hot dog? Then we're not going to allow you to be a hot dog on the ice.
Bernie, Wayne Gretzky might be my favorite player of all time.
He's not a hot dog.
How was he as good as he was without ever being a hot dog?
Because he played the game properly.
Yeah, he was a leader to begin with, just like we had Larky, right? Yep. He was a leader, and but he was a team player. He cared about the whole team, and when you get on the ice, you come in as a team. It's very difficult to beat. Yeah,
and the problem is that you're allowing it to happen. Like a guy like Bedard, he goes behind the net, and he has the opportunity to put his head down, flip the puck, which is very talented, and then come up and try and move the puck over the shoulder of the goaltender before the goaltender gets there, and nobody hits him.
Also, one more thing too, like the way he scored, right? You know why he did it that way? Because the goalies will come across on their knees.
That's right. Now they're going to have to defend. They're going to have to defend like you.
Yeah.
Where they went up against the pipe and stood still.
But you said it, Coach. It's not like Vinny Bombats could do this. You got to be a fabulous talent to even think about doing it, right?
I agree. Yeah. But if the game is played the way it's supposed to be played, do you want to go and watch a play like that and go, oh, wow, that's nice. You could put your your puck on the stick and flip it up higher over the goalie.
All right,
but there's got to be a repercussion from the other side for it, and they've taken that out. If a guy like Bedard, who's 5'0", came around the corner and Moose Dupont's standing there, or Glenn Cochran standing there, or Ben Wilson standing there, he's not getting that. He wouldn't even get close to being able to put the puck on him.
You mentioned a few players there, guys. I mean, we got about 4 minutes left. 10 years from now, if we're sitting talking about the Clarkie of today's generation, you got Matvei Michkov from Russia coming, Cutter Gauthier, Boston College, see him in the World Juniors, Oliver Bonk, a couple other guys in other places. Who are we going to be talking about as the great leaders of today many years from now? Who are going to be the guys, Coachy, that are going to bring the Flyers, A, back to the playoffs, which they're in position for now, but B, probably a couple years down the road in the Cup contention?
Well, I think that you got guys like Konechny that are going to be a big part. Carter Hart, Urson. Bernie and I were just talking about the goaltending here is as solid as it's been here a long time. Mm-hmm. And when you got younger players like York coming on, Konechny has become a leader. Couturier is a fabulous leader. Lawton, Sanheim. I can't say enough about Travis Sanheim. He is, watching him, I remember meeting him for the first time in Winnipeg when we just drafted him. I went, wow, he's a defenseman? He didn't look very much like a defenseman. He's a little scrawny little kid. He's he's a man. He understands it now. His confidence level is high. It's guys like that. And
we had a kid on last week, Noah Cates, who's a great kid.
Noah Cates is an outstanding kid. Yep. He gets the game. But I just read today there's a scale, the top four it's called, where you have a rating of your minor league system and the younger players on your team under 24. And the Flyers rank 9th in the National Hockey League. That's pretty impressive. When you take a look at the guys we have on our team that are under 24 that are going to be here and become part. That's how you grow.
Well, Bernie, the Sporting News in Canada ranked the top 50 players in the world under the age of 24. And the Flyers had the two highest rated guys that weren't in the NHL yet in Michkov and Gauthier. So Flyer fans, there's a lot coming down the road, a lot of young kids.
Oh, you know what they've done. I keep repeating myself, but it's so important. You look at the organization, okay? You look at the city, you look at the team, you look at the staff on the team, and they go out and the scouts, the whole bit. You look at the coaching staff, and you know what? You put all this together, and this is the results you're getting. It's not happening by mistake and by luck. They brought the right people in to make this thing happen.
Think about the people that were at it very quickly. Back when we got ourselves into a little bit of a rut, we lost sight of who we were. We were the Broad Street Bullies. We were the team that was setting precedent. So, the National Hockey League didn't like it, but we were winning. And so what did everybody else do? They jumped on board, and they all do the same things. They built their game or their teams tough. We got away from it, and we were getting thumped everywhere we went. Go ahead.
I got one more question for you, Coach. We only got a minute or two. Are you surprised? Not that this matters. You're talking about some of these kids. I love Lawton, Noah Cates last week. Tortorella is who he is. Are you surprised the Flyers don't have a captain? Obviously, there's Scotty with a letter, but is Tortorella going to name a captain sometime soon, and does it matter?
First thing I asked him when he first came here a year ago at an event we had in Voorhees, I said, are you going to name a captain? He says, I'm not going to name a captain until I see who the players are, who they are, and what they're about. I'm also a believer that if the captain is not that important. Some people will tell you that in the hockey business, probably the most important element, the captain position is important as compared to other sports. They made Lawton the assistant captain. He does a great job right now. Let me tell you right now, he gets it.
Yep.
But do you need to name a captain? I can't be sold on it. I don't think it's that important at this juncture with this hockey team.
All right, Bernie, that's going to about do it. Got anything to say as you head down to Florida for a fun cruise? Going to be back for the alumni game. Any final words?
Well, you know what, I think people will come in. The whole place will be packed because it's such a good, like Steve explained it so well tonight. Such a you know what, the Flyers have been such a beautiful spectacle, to throughout the whole city, and it's incredible. Beautiful.
All right, and we'll get to do this week after week. We'll be next week. We'll be with Al Morgani, and we'll be at Chickies and Pete's in Bordentown. Coachy, thanks so much for being with us. Let's do it again next year.
It's always a great season, Jolly.
Always great to be with you. Bernie, always great to be with you. Chris Herman produced this fine program. Keith Noonan helped out. To the beautiful fans here at Chickies and Pete's in Glassboro, thanks for supporting the Flyers. For next week, we'll have again Al Morgani. Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great 2024. For Bernie Perrant, for Steve Coates, I'm Paul Jolovitz. For On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross from Glassboro, New Jersey. This is On the Ice, and we're back next week. Happy New Year and go Flyers.
Yeah.
You're listening to 1490 WBCB, Levittown, Fairless Hills, Trenton, and now heard as well on FM at 107.3 FM, W297CL, Levittown.